Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie Caitlin and my channel name is TheStylishMed. If this is your first time here, please do subscribe to my channel and join the family. And if this isn't your first time coming back, thank you. So if you're watching this video, then you already know that HSK is not your friend. HSK, whew, guys. I remember writing my HSK exam like it was yesterday. It's been a year since I wrote HSK and I still remember the pain. I remember the struggle. I remember just the horribleness of that exam. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you guys my tips and tricks and everything that helped me pass my HSK. The pass mark for HSK is 180. I did score a 280 out of 300 for my HSK exam. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I used to study, how I studied, and just tell you guys what you can do so that you can pass this exam. I get this question a lot and I thought it would be nice to share my experience with HSK and tell you guys how I did it and give you tips on how to do it, because HSK is really hard. And for those of you that don't know what HSK is short for 汉语水平考试, which is the Chinese proficiency exam that students in China need to pass before graduating. So there's 6 levels of HSK. There's HSK 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And for master students, generally speaking, they have to pass HSK level 2. And for bachelor students, we have to pass HSK 4. Those that are studying in Chinese, I think, have to do HSK 5 or 6, I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, I think they basically do it so that when you come to China, you're not just getting your knowledge and your whatever from your degree only and then going back. They also want to teach you their culture and their way of life. I don't know, Chinese people generally like teaching people their culture and their language and their things. So I guess that's why we have to do it. But anyway, whether you like it or not, if you don't have HSK, you're not going to graduate, at least in most of the universities. So HSK is divided into 3 parts. There's the listening part, there's the reading part, and then there's the writing part. Obviously, the one that I found the easiest was the listening, because there you just listen and then look for the same words that have been said in the audio on the book, and then you just pick that, right? I think that's what everyone does. But the reading and the writing are a bit more challenging, especially if you haven't really been learning your Chinese very well. So whether you learn Chinese well or not, whether you like Chinese or not, this video is going to help you, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to write HSK. So yeah. So the first thing I want to say is that don't put pressure on yourself. Don't give yourself, unrealistic deadlines and expectations and tell yourself, I must do this and this by this date and I'm going to go and write, because some of the characters are harder than the others. Some of the content in HSK is harder than the others. Some of the stuff is easy. So you're going to find yourself having to spend lots of different sections of time during different sections of HSK. And so the first thing you want to do when it comes to HSK is to learn the characters. There's no way, you're never going to pass the exam if you don't know the words that are in the exam. How do you go and sing a song if you don't know the lyrics? You can't do that, right? The same thing with HSK. If you don't know the words, you're not going to write anything. You won't know anything. It will just be like, I don't know. So in HSK 4, there's 1,200 words that you have to know. And that's basically the syllabus of the exam. That's what they give you. They say, these are the 1,200 words. Go and learn. And so it's important that you stay updated with this list. Some books, all the books have 1,200 words, but as time has gone by, they have changed the 1,200 words. So it's still 1,200 words, but some of them are no longer those same ones from the old times. Some of them are new and they've changed some of them. So it's very important that you find yourself the latest syllabus, because you don't want to get into the exam and boom, there's a word you don't know, you've never seen it before, and even though you thought you knew all the 1,200 words. So then the second thing I'd say is get yourself a book or download, some kind of document that gives you the word, the meaning, the opinion, and how it's used. So those 4 things. And so what I used was this book. Why this book? Because, like I already said, get you something that shows you the words, the meaning, the opinion, and how it's used. So like an example of the sentence. So this book does exactly that. It not only has the words and the opinion and how it's used, it also gives you examples of how the word has come in an exam before, or how it would typically come in an exam, what kind of a sentence it would come in. And then at the end of every chapter you get a test, like an exam style test to do with the words that you just learned. Whereas if you were just learning from a sheet of 1,200 words, you won't have really any proper way of testing yourself. Honestly guys, this book, or any book, not particularly this one, but this one was cheap. It was 40 something RMB, and that's why I'd recommend this one, because it was the cheapest one at the time, and it tests your listening, reading and writing parts of the exam for every chapter that you do. And then another thing it does is it divides the learning into 21 days. So at the end of 21 days you're supposed to know everything, and I really like that. This is especially good for people that don't know like how to, you know, section their work and where to start and how to start. So this book tells you, okay, day 1 we're doing the first 60 characters, and that's mostly A and part of B, and then day 2 is 61 to 120, and that's mostly B and part of C, and it goes on like that. And then and like I already said, at the end of every chapter you get to test yourself. So that's really nice. And what I especially like about this book is that it not only gave me the opinion and the meaning, but it explained the word and the grammar points, everything about the word and how it will come in the exam. Because it's one thing to know the character, but if you don't know how it's going to come in the exam, you might even not recognize the character, even though you had known it from just looking at a list of characters. So that's my first tip. That's my second tip. Avoid just learning characters, like, you know, like you're learning lyrics of a song. You need to learn your characters in a way that helps you apply them. So don't just say, okay, I've now known my 1,200 characters, but then when you see them in a sentence, dololo. Then so once you now know all your characters, or most of the characters, now you want to start doing practice tests. You want to practice your opinion, you want to practice your writing, you want to practice your reading, and there's so many platforms that you can learn and practice your HSK in. There's practice test books. So for example, this is one book that I used for my practice tests. It's just a collection of a lot of past papers, and so literally just repeat. Listen to the audios, download. Even on YouTube there's HSK examples and past papers. Not only listen to the tapes and the audios, also read them back, so that if there was something that you don't understand, you're now seeing and it's like, oh, okay, that's what they were saying, and then you redo it. Don't just do one paper once and then do the next one. Repeat that paper until you correct every single mistake you made on it, and you'll find that the more papers you do, the better you'll become at it. And then for the reading part, that's where you actually have to understand the meaning of the words, because it's not so simple as listening to something and then putting down what you've heard. And then the grammar is something that you just have to practice with everything, guys. Practice. Give yourself time. Start practicing 3 months in advance if you have to. I started reading for HSK about a month to 2 months before I actually wrote, and I did a lot of practice tests. The second part of the reading part is the most challenging part for most people, because there you have to know the conjunctions, like however, because of this, then that happens, those kind of conjunctions. And because a lot of the times we don't really pay attention in class, we get to miss those key points. And so with these, I suggest going back to your Chinese book or whatever it is that you used to learn Chinese in the first place and learning those points again. That's what I did. I had to start from the beginning when it comes to those conjunctions. I had to learn the all the conjunction words, the sois, the keis, the jiushis, you know, those ones, and you have to learn that. And actually, the more you practice, the better you become. And then for the last part, where you have the picture, I think that one you just need to know your characters, because they give you a picture and then you have to write a sentence. So if they give you a teacup, just go and write, I like tea. Obviously, if you write a more complex sentence, the more marks you're going to get. But again, the more complex your sentence is, the easier it is to make mistakes. So keep it simple, you know, and don't confuse yourself. So guys, learn your characters, practice your grammar, re-listen, and also read your tapes and do as many practice tests as you can. I really hope this helps. If you want these books, I'm going to leave the links in the description box so you can get them. If you have any questions at all about HSK, you can feel free to ask me and I will respond. But guys, honestly, HSK is not easy. You need to take your time. A lot of people tend to leave it to last minute, so I strongly suggest against that, because a lot of people actually do fail the first attempt and then only realize, oh, I should have taken my time and taken a few months to do it. So don't do HSK in your last 3 months in China, because you could possibly fail. Do it maybe a year before you have to leave, and you know, if you fail the first time, you can do it again. There's no limit on the number of times you can do it, because they know it's that hard. So yeah, do a few characters a day, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself and learn 1,200 characters in 2 weeks. There's no way, it's not going to happen. The more you learn, the more you're going to forget. So, you know, take your time, take a couple of months to do it. Read step by step, section by section. Take it easy. Test yourself with each new characters you learn, and so that they stay in your head. Practice that they stay in your head, and that's what I have to say, I guess. So guys, I hope this was helpful. If you're writing HSK and need some help, let me know. I'll be glad to help. Be glad to answer questions. And so yeah, I hope you like this video. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.